This is BBC Television from London. Normal programming has been suspended. Please await further instructions. This is BBC Television from London. Normal programming has been suspended. Please await further instructions. This is BBC Television from London. Normal programming has been suspended. Please await further instructions.
This message is being broadcast by the BBC at the request of the Ministry of Defence. Russian ships and planes were spotted in the English Channel. These 1,358 vehicles are speculated to be hostile. The cities of Plymouth, Eastbourne, London, and Norwich have reported these ships. At this time, all citizens of southern England and Wales shall remain vigilant. In the event of an attack, you are advised to bring food, water, a radio, and various medical supplies and accessories. Stay tuned to 531 kHz on the AM band for further updates.
Event type is civil emergency. This message is being broadcast by the request of the Government of Canada. At 11:32 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Chinese ships and planes in the west and Russian planes and ships in the east were reported to be moving quickly towards Canada and the United States. The provinces of Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, and British Columbia have reported seeing the vehicles moving towards their coastline. Citizens are advised to seek shelter indoors immediately. Be sure to take food, water, a radio, and medical supplies. Stay tuned for further updates.
Le type d'événement est une urgence civile. Ce message est diffusé à la demande du gouvernement du Canada. À 11h32, heure avancée de l'est, les navires et avions chinois à l'ouest et les navires et avions russes à l'est se dirigeaient rapidement vers le Canada et les États-Unis. Les provinces de Terre-Neuve, de la Nouvelle-Écosse et de la Colombie-Britannique ont signalé avoir vu les véhicules se diriger vers leurs côtes. Les citoyens sont invités à se réfugier immédiatement à l'intérieur. Assurez-vous de prendre de la nourriture, de l'eau et des fournitures médicales. Restez unis pour d'autres mises à jour.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the North American Aerospace Defense Command. At 2:51 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, NORAD radar detected ships and planes from Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, and Syria, which are moving closer to the United States. Russian, Chinese, and North Korean vehicles are moving towards the west coast, and Russian, Iranian, and Syrian vehicles are moving in from the east coast and the Gulf of Mexico. An invasion is possible, so all residents are advised to shelter in place. To shelter in place, pack non-perishable food, water, medical supplies, and a radio with extra batteries. If you are approached by an enemy soldier, use all means necessary to protect yourself. Stay tuned to this station for more information on this dangerous situation.
This is an emergency warning. Reports of ships, planes, and submarines from China and North Korea have been received. These armored vehicles were reported to have been moving swiftly towards the territories of Queensland and New South Wales. These armored vehicles have been confirmed as hostile, as many ships have landed in the UK and the US and have opened fire on those citizens. Due to this, Australia, Canada, the US, the UK, Japan and South Korea have declared war on China and North Korea. Many shelters have been set up across Queensland and New South Wales. More updates will come in 2 hours' time.
We interrupt our regular programming. This is a national emergency. Important details will follow. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air providing news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is WAGA. We will continue to serve the Atlanta metropolitan area. If you are not in this local area, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your local area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the Atlanta metropolitan area. Do not use your telephone. The telephone line should be kept open for emergency use. The emergency alert system has been activated. The following message is transmitted at the request of the U.S. Department of Defense and the United States government. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. At 4:28 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a massive foreign invasion was reported on both U.S. coastlines. China and North Korea are invading the west, Syrian and Iranians are invading the east, and Russians are invading the central U.S. plains. Police and military personnel have been dispatched to remedy the situation. Do not approach the enemy soldiers, as they are extremely dangerous. Holy shit, we are being hacked.
الموت لعدونا العظيم. لن نستسلم أبدا. أمريكا ستقع تحتنا. بقوتنا العظيمة سنتولى هذا البلد الغني وكل القمم الغربية.
We are back online. The emergency alert system was hacked for a brief moment. Anyways, do not approach the enemy soldiers, as they are considered dangerous. If one approaches you, use armed protection by all means. If unarmed, put your hands above your head and do not make any sudden movements. Otherwise, all residents of the United States are advised to seek shelter immediately. Stay tuned for a message from a representative of the President.
My fellow Americans, I am speaking on behalf of the United States President, as he is being taken to an undisclosed location. As you know, Russia, China, North Korea, Iran and Syria have viciously attacked American soil. The death count is expected to be between 1,500 and 4,000. This number is going to continue to rise. The U.S. military has been dispatched to deal with the situation. Do not be afraid in these tough times. Have hope and faith, and we will rise up against them as one nation under God to prove we are stronger than them. This concludes my message. Thank you all, and God bless America.
That was a message from a representative of the President. This is WAGA, and we will continue to serve the Atlanta area. Stay tuned to this station for more updates.
This is BBC Television from London. Normal programming has been suspended. Please await further instructions. This is BBC Television from London. Normal programming has been suspended. Please await further instructions. This is BBC Television from London. Normal programming has been suspended. Please await further instructions.
This is the wartime broadcasting service. 10 nuclear missiles were launched from Russia, and are headed towards this country. These missiles will impact the listed cities in 10 to 15 minutes. London, Cambridge, Birmingham, Cardiff, Liverpool, Sheffield, Newcastle, Belfast, Glasgow, and Edinburgh. Seek shelter immediately. Stay inside your homes, or get to a fallout shelter. Ensure you have enough essential supplies to last at least 2 weeks. All airports and railway services have ceased. Stay tuned to 531 kHz on the AM band for further updates.
This is a nationwide emergency warning. Reports of a possible nuclear strike against this country have been received. The current threat level is advice, meaning a strike is likely. 50 missiles have been launched from China and North Korea. The targets of these missiles are unknown at this time. Seek shelter, now. Seek a place of safety, now. If you refuse, you will be putting your life at risk. Remember that radioactive fallout can spread hundreds of kilometers from the detonation site. There is no time to evacuate. Seek a fallout shelter now. Refusal to do so will result in death.
이것은 조선민주주의인민공화국의 군대이다. 우리는 당신의 텔레비전을 인계받았습니다. 우리는 애처로운 동맹국과 함께 이 한심한 나라를 파괴할 것입니다. 싸우지 마라. 우리는 당신을 부수고 당신의 땅을 차지할 것입니다. 수년간 우리는 사람들을 서구의 방식으로 세뇌하려고 노력하면서 우리나라를 위협했습니다. 우리는 이것을 끝내거나 죽으려고 죽을 것입니다.
We interrupt our regular programming. This is a national emergency. Important details will follow. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. The President of the United States, or his designated representative, will shortly deliver a message over the emergency alert system. Please stand by. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air providing news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is WNYW. We will continue to serve the New York City area. If you are not in this local area, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your local area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the New York City area. Do not use your telephone. The telephone line should be kept open for emergency use. The emergency alert system has been activated. The following message is transmitted at the request of the North American Aerospace Defense Command and the United States government. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. At 4:28 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the North American Aerospace Defense Command has detected the launch of 50 intercontinental ballistic nuclear missiles from the countries of Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, and Syria. These missiles are expected to strike in 15 to 20 minutes. The targets of these missiles are the following cities: Portland, Maine, Manchester, New Hampshire, Burlington, Vermont, Bridgeport, Connecticut, Providence, Rhode Island, Boston, Massachusetts, New York City, New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Newark, New Jersey, Wilmington, Delaware, Baltimore, Maryland, Virginia Beach, Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia, Charlotte, North Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Jacksonville, Florida, Birmingham, Alabama, Nashville, Tennessee, Louisville, Kentucky, Columbus, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan, Indianapolis, Indiana, Chicago, Illinois, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Des Moines, Iowa, Kansas City, Missouri, Little Rock, Arkansas, New Orleans, Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi, Houston, Texas, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Wichita, Kansas, Omaha, Nebraska, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Fargo, North Dakota, Billings, Montana, Cheyenne, Wyoming, Denver, Colorado, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Phoenix, Arizona, Las Vegas, Nevada, Salt Lake City, Utah, Boise, Idaho, Los Angeles, California, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, Anchorage, Alaska, and Honolulu, Hawaii. All residents within a 250-mile radius of these cities are advised to seek a fallout shelter immediately. Fallout is a byproduct of nuclear attacks. Prolonged exposure could lead to death. This is an attack warning. Repeat, this is an attack warning. Attack warning means an actual attack against the United States is taking place, and protective action should be taken. Grab items such as non-perishable food, water, medical supplies, and a battery-powered radio with spare batteries. Now here is a message from a representative of the President.
My fellow Americans, today is a horror day in American history. Today is a day we have been fearing for over 70 years now. I am talking about a nuclear attack against America. Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, and Syria have launched 50 ICBM missiles that will strike all major cities in the United States in 10 to 15 minutes. Even more missiles are headed for our allied nations, such as the UK, Canada, and Australia. Death tolls will rise exponentially when this happens. However, do not panic. Panic will only make the situation worse. We can still rise up against the enemy to prove that we are stronger than them. We may be in tough times, but America will not fail. America will not die out, and most of all, America will not be broken. My fellow Americans, thank you. Stay safe, and God bless America.
That was a message from a representative of the President. Stay tuned for this message. We interrupt our programming at the request of the White House. This is the emergency alert system. All normal programming has been discontinued indefinitely during this emergency. This is WNYW. This station will continue furnishing news, official information and instructions for the New York City area. If you are not in New York City, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your area. It is important that you listen carefully to announcements from the station in your local area.